This is something I've been wanting to do for a while because I've been wondering about Kaylee's job. And it's a company that's got like umbrella companies that go with it. And like, it's really interesting because from what I can tell, a lot of the frat guys go like right from graduation to work at this company. And it shows them all in, you know, glamorous, locations and making all this money. It shows them flying in, planes and have fancy cars and stuff. And just, it seems like they're always on vacation and just, all that stuff. So I got to thinking about it. And so I looked it up under the BBB. But I did that after some things were coming up, just popping up out of nowhere in my Google and stuff like that. And it was lawsuits, big lawsuits. We're talking like millions of dollars of lawsuits um, against these guys, and they weren't winning. So I decided to look them up on here, and I'm just kind of curious. Did Kaylee find something out and plan on bringing it to light? And they weren't going to have that. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to read you a couple of these. There are so many of them. There's page after page after page after page. And there's a lot of problems that the animals are having. And I think, that would be one thing Kayla would be really upset about. So excuse my voice. Sorry about that. Clear it for a minute. So this one was 11/17. And there's a lot of now, this date here that we're in now. But I decided to go back about the time when all this happened. So that's why it's back this far. The complaint type was problems with product and service, and the status was answered. This is on 11/17/22. I signed up for a quarterly service when someone stopped by, but the company has been incredibly incompetent in scheduling and harasses me regularly. They show up on their own schedule and repeatedly call my phone despite several conversations asking them to use email or text. I asked you since I signed up not to call me during the day, but you always call it at your convenience, often multiple times in a row. This is commonly referred to as harassment in 2022, when text and email are preferred methods of communication for a vast majority of working Americans. They scheduled an appointment for last Friday, but someone came by Monday by mistake. Simple mistake, but they called several times, at least 4, as I was in a meeting with a client. This is unacceptable, as I warned them various times not to blow up my phone during the workday. I fired them for this ongoing harassment. Despite not entering my home, they charged me for a complete service as if they had. The mistake on the schedule was theirs, so they had no right to charge me when showing up on a day we did not have scheduled. I called to fire them immediately for the stated reasons: incompetent schedule, showing up unannounced, harassing me on the phone, and charging me without authorization. I also refuted the charge on my card, since they never entered my home to provide the service. They are not competent or professional enough to meet the standard we agreed to, and I would not trust them in the future. Unfortunately, they continue to call me and harass me every day. They ignore my messages to plainly leave me alone and try to offer me ridiculous offers like $50 off the next service. They seem to think I have to move forward with their quarterly service, but I do not allow contractors to harass me, and I consider any agreement null and void once they do. As a consumer, I have the right to fire them for the ongoing incompetence. Please just ask them to leave me alone. There you go. So the response back. The responses are just, wow. Business response came back on 12/4 of 2022. So that was like almost a month later, right? Let me go back here. Let me see this. Close to it. I mean, wow. They must be busy in that office. And I don't know, maybe this is something Kaylee would have been doing because she was going to be working in an office, and maybe this was part of what she would be doing, and maybe she just, I don't know. Anyway, thank you for making us aware of this customer's complaint. We are disappointed that the customer no longer wishes to use our service because of our aim to communicate. Oh, that would have ticked me off right there. Oh my God. I can't believe they just said that. Thank you for making us aware of this customer's complaint. We are disappointed that the customer no longer wishes to use our services because of our aim to communicate. Oh my God. While we certainly want to meet our customers' requests when at all possible, we would rather over communicate than not communicate. We will make sure that we remove the early termination chargeback and refrain from contacting the customer moving forward. There was no other balance on this account. All right, that's. Well, let me see if there's a one that's a little bit not so lengthy. Oh, this is just a kind of a. They just told him no, don't you even come out. I'm claiming money. But there's like pet ones in here that just made me sad because this reminds me of a company years ago that did the same thing, and it was nuts what they did. But there's lots of phone harassment. There's guys that are showing up out of the blue. Like 2 or 3 guys will show up the next day when the other guy decides to take off once he gets the money, because they give him deals, like if they do like in for cash that day. And so these guys pocket this cash, and then they come back the next day and they do this service that's not even, they don't even do it. From what it's sounding like on half of these, or actually more than half. So what's this one? Let's see. I'm going faster, but you guys, there's so many of these. I'm going to link it in here, but in this video. But another thing they're doing too is they're lying to these people that they go up to their house, and they're telling them that their neighbors recommended that they go over there and talk to them because they like their service so much. And then they find out the next day or a week down the road that they said the same thing to the neighbor. And they make up their own prices, you guys. They make up their own prices in these things. It is crazy. And it just goes on, and the harassment and the incompetency, and then the responses back from the business are just, I mean, they're painful. Painful. Yeah. So, anyway, this is one thing I've just been thinking about, and like I said, I'm going to link it in here because it is so lengthy that it just goes on and on and on and on, and it's all just not good. I mean, a lot of these also are saying that when they do like the whatever they do outside, around the house, that then they all get all these insects and all this crap in their house, and then when the business responds to them, they say that that they initially told them that was what was going to happen. That initially the first spray is going to do like they're going to start coming in, but that's why the second and the third spray are so important. I'm just like, oh my God, oh yeah, it's just nuts. Anyway, I just have been thinking about this for a long time because of all the Instagram. Like, a lot of these guys are on Instagram, and one thing too. Here's another thing you guys might know, and hopefully I don't get in trouble for this, but there's some big donors that donate stuff to the university, and one of them actually has a wing, or the library's named after them or something. Anyway. And I know their names, I'm just not going to say it on here. But, it just, I don't know, it just makes me wonder. They're young, this is their job, they're making money, they're making tons of money because they're ripping people off. And these are people that she knew. I mean, they're in her class. And these are big donations. I mean, like this can't be something that folds. Like, this company can't fold. It's because there's too many people lining their pockets with this. And another thing too is that the university, it's got this world-renowned agricultural study, class that they do. And this is, it just makes me feel like that they're one and the same, basically. That this is, it's scary, you guys. It's really scary. I mean, and it's so sad. These people, they're having to deal with their animals being sick, and the responses back to them about their animals are are just so, oh, they make me sick to my stomach, to tell you the truth. Um, but I mean, this has already gone on longer than I wanted to let this video go. But I'm going to, like I said, link it in here so you guys can read it at your own leisure. Because there's page. Let me show you the pages on here. Well, you see how much is on this page alone, just scrolling up and down here. Oh, here's one about the pet. I believe June 6th, I was outside doing yard work, and an agent of Eco Shield Pest Solutions named Blank asked me if I needed help with inside and outside pest control. I told him we had 3 dogs and asked him if it was safe for pets. He stated yes, and I said I may need their services on the interior one time, but I needed to talk to my wife and for him to call me within the next week. I never got a call back. I got a knock on my door, and it was 2 guys stating they were from Eco Shield, and I stated I did not approve any services. I said I would need to talk to, like, his wife probably, and to the agent guy, or the first guy that showed up anyway, and called his number. But there was no answer. I told the 2 guys I would try their exterior only service for $175 one time. They were done and gone within 15 minutes. They said to keep the dogs inside for 2 hours, and I waited 3 hours. The next day, 2 of our dogs throw up, and I called Blank to let him know what had happened. But he said I needed to call their office to let them know. They stated I had signed up for a 24-month program, and I would need to pay $200, and I could cancel the plan. I stated I was never told anything about a 24-month program, and that I agreed to a one-time exterior-only $175, which I paid. I got a collection letter from ARM Solutions dated August 25th, 2022, stating to call if I had a dispute with their charges, but I called the number provided numerous times. But after it states this is a collection call, it will be recorded. It hangs up. So now I'm contacting the BBB for help to get this resolved. Hi. Business response. Yeah. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. We reviewed your account and found a signed 24-month agreement with us. We attached a copy to this response as well. We will take your word for it and waive the $200 balance for canceling the agreement prematurely. We never want our customers to end up in collections due to possible miscommunication at sign-up. There is no other charge, and this account is closed. The customer response. Better Business Bureau. I have reviewed the response made with the BBC, a reference to the complaint ID, and I find the solution satisfactory to me. So there's other ones on here that I've read that they are fighting back. Like, these customers are mad. They are mad. Mad. Which is, they should be mad. So I'm also doing this because I have a client. I do hair, and I have a client. Look at all these pages, all 9, and look how long they are. So one of my clients, this happened to her. They came out to her house, and I was on the phone with her, or I was texting her or something, and she said she was doing, had the pest people out, and she was getting ready to, figure out what she wanted, what kind of plan. And I said, and this is when this was going on, and I'd already known about this, right? And I said, wait. I said, don't do it. I said, who is it? And she told me. And I said, don't do it. Her name's Karen. It's so funny. She's a great Karen, though. And I said, don't do it. Well, she's such a sweetheart. She's such, she blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she did. And she has had problems ever since. I mean, it's so maddening. It's just maddening. Anyway, have fun with this one, because there's a lot to read. I'm going to make another video of the other lawsuits and the other things they're linked to, and you guys are going to be, well, let's say, blown out of the water. This is a whole nother storyline, and it's really crazy. Ooh, boy. Saddle up, because we're up for a ride. Thanks for watching.